Good day everyone, I'm Teacher May and I'm here to teach you about science. Plants, like animals, are everywhere. You can see them in the countryside or in your backyard. They are also living things. They have spatial needs and life activities similar to those of animals. Today's topic is all about life cycle of plants. A life cycle is a continuous process that describes how a living thing starts its life, grows to maturity, reproduces, and dies. What is a life cycle? Plants are living things. They grow and reproduce like any other living thing. They follow a cyclic process of starting a new life, growing, and then coming back to the starting stage or reproducing. Plants start their life from seed and grow up to become mature plants. Most of the plants start their life as a seed. The seed is buried in the ground by various methods where it germinates and the first leaves of the plant start to appear, which is called seedling. After that, further growth starts and the plant reaches maturity where it pollinates and gives seeds so that its species continue to survive by starting the life cycle again. The life cycle of plants can be broken into 5 main stages, which are seed, germination and seedling, growing to maturity, flowering, pollinating, and seeding, and last, we have the seed dispersion. The first stage is called seed. Seeds are much like babies of animals. Seeds contain the embryo of the plants with necessary food and an outer coating for protection. The seeds are dispersed across the land in many ways, such as moving water, wind, animals, and also humans. When they fall on the rich soil with necessary things such as water and right temperature, they germinate and start their journey of life. Second stage, it is called germination and seedling. When the conditions in the soil are just right, the seed germinates. First, it breaks the outer coating and begins growing its first roots and leaves. When the first sign of the life from a seed appears out of the soil, it is called seedling. As soon as the roots and leaves appear, they start their work, wherein roots absorb water and nutrients, and leaves make food by photosynthesis. We have third stage. Third stage is called the growing to maturity. The seedling continues to grow until it reaches its fully maturity. The plant needs many necessary things during its growth. When plants become mature, they have to get stronger roots and an increased number of branches and leaves. At this stage, they are ready to make flowers and new seeds. We have also the fourth stage, which is called as a flowering, pollinating, and seeding. When plants become mature, they start to make flowers. A flower contains male and female parts. The male part is called the stamen, and the female part is called a pistil. The pollen is produced in the stamen part and needs to reach the pistil for the production of seeds. The pollen usually reaches to pistils by insects that land on flowers for sucking sweet fluids. When the pollen reaches the pistils, it fertilizes the cells inside it and produces seed. There are many plants whose male and female parts are separated very far away. In this case, winds and insects play a very important role in pollination. Wind usually carry pollen along with them, which often reach to female parts. On the other hand, insects go from one plant to another for drinking sweet fluids. When they enter a flower, pollen sticks to their bodies and is carried to female parts when they land on that part of the plant. We have the last stage. We have seed dispersion. After the production of seed, the plants need a way to disperse these seeds to favorable places where they can germinate and start their life cycle. Most of the time, nature does the job of dispersion for the plants through wind, moving water, and animals. But there are also plants whose seeds are surrounded by fibers that help them to glide in the air upon falling from the plant. During their glide, they reach very far distances and start their life away from their parent plants. What about seedless plants? You may be thinking that all the plants are grown from seeds, but it is not true. Many plants don't produce the flowers and seeds to reproduce. Instead, they grow from the spores of their parent plants. Spores are the part of plants or their remainings. New plants are produced from the spores and continue to grow. Let's proceed to factors affecting seed germination. First, we have water. The supply of water is one of the essential requirements in the germination of seeds. Water is necessary for the physical and chemical processes that take place in the germinating seed. Next, we have temperature. Temperature or extremely low temperature are not favorable conditions for seed germination. Temperature affects the absorption of water. Minimum or maximum temperature below or above the seed germination does not occur. The largest number of seeds and particular species germinate at 26.5 to 36 degrees Celsius, may be said as optimum temperature. We have also oxygen. Most seeds will not germinate in saturated soil. They also need to breathe. Oxygen is an essential requirement in respiration, which supplies energy to remain alive by oxidation of foods. During germination, the oxidation rate increases. That's all for now. Thank you for listening. Goodbye and God bless.